so liberating to be able to fulfill your fantasies in terms of creating a world.
Designing is a totally collaborative effort. You can't do any of it in a vacuum by yourself. It's about everyone coming to the same point of view.
In sorting out the visual elements, you're helping shape the evening in a way.
When all creative teams, set, costume, lighting, all blend together, the show soars.
The set design is there to serve up the play visually, to provide, I think, a visual metaphor for an audience. O'Neill is using these people as a metaphor for the sort of bottom rung of life. And you've got to find a way of designing an environment for that. When I started thinking about the set, I remembered rather nostalgically, several New York drinking holes that I used to frequent. And one of them was the Old Town Bar. All the stuff that O'Neill writes about is here. All that atmosphere of late afternoons in bars. It just became part of my design for the set. It was very important that as an audience you felt that you were actually in the bar with them, that you were a sort of voyeur. I wanted the feeling that these people never ever left this place. This place is their life. 12th Night is the opposite, actually, of what I was attempting to do with Iceman, because Shakespeare never ever describes where his plays take place, so you start with a complete blank page.
What country, friends, is this?
This is Illyria.
But of course there are clues in the language. The play suggests somewhere exotic, somewhere imaginative. So I decided to put water on the stage to actually float the whole production. What immediately starts happening is that it picks up light and reflects light, and magical things start to happen.
Each story is of course, a different kind of journey. Because the physicality of this particular piece, it really allowed me to reflect my kind of deep-seated, I've discovered, interest in real materials. In this case, metal. The metal, of course, has a sound. Prisons have sound that are like ghostly echoes of vast distance. And so with the metal, we were wanting to create a sense of extra expansive prison space.
I'm always interested in how the set designer sees his set lit. This particular space is a very open space. The audience can see all of it the whole time. I felt it was up to me to control how much the audience was seeing and to make the lighting like a physical barrier. In the play, the warden puts his prisoners in a hot room, which is nicknamed Klondike. We had to create a space that looked like a very enclosed room with steaming pipes and heat. Right in the middle of this open stage where there was no barriers at all, really. So it's all about controlling the space through light.
I saw, as a kid, a lot of the original Fosse shows. That lit my pilot light. The biggest challenge was I really felt I've got to do justice to his power and his inventiveness of showbiz passion. I remember during one of the final dress rehearsals, I turned around to Anne Reinking and said, "How's it going? Is this all right? Is this good?" And she turned around and said, "Bob will be smiling."
Bye, bye,
I try to always reflect the choreographer's aesthetic. I try to get inside the head of the choreographer and understand what he or she really wants. My favorite costume is probably the steam heat suits, because I managed, I think, to nail the spirit of the piece. What we were after was a real recollection of the world that he lived in and was most comfortable in, the stage world.
As a costume designer, I feel that when the audience sees a character come on the stage, before they even open their mouth, they're getting information about who that character is. Shakespeare was a dramatist that was not a slave to doing a piece and period, so I always try to keep that in mind. We were all striving to capture a dream place where it would be acceptable to sort of lose yourself, a place of surprises.
With dance, there are no words. We have to kind of use as much visual material as we can to give every clue to the audience. So the characters become slightly larger than life. The idea of the swans was that they were masculine, they were male swans. And so what we wanted to do was to see dancers' bodies, to see as much of them as we can so we could see the muscles working, we could see them as aggressive beings. We decided we'd put them in shorts and attach to the shorts things that would move with them. So it could be a moving sculpture, it could be in one with their body. I think ultimately it is designing the moment as opposed to designing the dress or the scenery.
You would like it to seem like an exquisite package that holds together because all the parts have merged beautifully. In the purest sense of the word, you want it to be seamless.
What's important is that you, as a spectator, you bring to it your own experience, your own imagination, and that's when you get great theatre.